Hello! It's been a while since I've done a quick and dirty video, but now it's time to do it again. And today this video is about the Oukitel K6000 Plus because quite some interesting stuff is going on with this phone. It's about to get Android 8.0 Oreo, and it's actually not an official ROM but a custom ROM, a real ported firmware. So anyone laughing to get the latest Android version on their phones and owning a Oukitel K6000 Plus can be very happy. Before we have a look at the actual custom ROM, let me just talk a bit about this. A lot of people repeatedly claim that from MTK chipsets or MTK based phone there are no custom ROMs, but this is obviously not true. The claim mostly comes by the fact that most China phones are powered by MTK chipsets, and yet a lot of those phones don't have any custom ROMs available. But that's not caused by the MTK chipset, but actually because of the fact that most of the Chinese manufacturers do not release source codes, and those source codes are required to create real custom ROMs, to do real porting of new Android versions or other firmwares of different devices. So the issue there are mainly the manufacturers themselves, but some of them do release source codes, at least upon request, and Oukitel apparently now are one of them. So the team that actually takes care about porting Android Oreo on the Oukitel K6000 Plus is MAD, MediaTek Android Developers. You might know them already from the macOS firmware, which is available for Verni devices, for example. And actually with those firmwares for Verni devices, they have become quite popular. They are covering a lot of different devices. You can check that out on their Facebook page. I will put a link to them right below in the video description. So their latest work is the Android Oreo port for the Oukitel K6000 Plus, and I've had the pleasure to do some beta testing for them during the past couple of days, and now the firmware reached kind of a stable state, so it's ready for daily use. So let's have a quick look around it. So there you go, this is the Oukitel K6000 Plus running Android 8.0 Oreo in form of macOS. Here you see it, Android 8.0. Security patch level is November 6, 2017, which is pretty much up to date. And yeah, it supports all the new Android Oreo features. It has the new settings layout, and yep, it's a vanilla Android, so it's mostly untouched. It just looks like a normal Android. Don't worry about that flickering on my screen, please. This is not caused by the firmware, but due to some defect on my device. But still, you have some customization options with macOS, you can find here in the settings under macOS Extras. Here you can set different stuff like modify the status bar. For example, you can change the brightness by swiping across the status bar, which is a pretty nice feature to have. You can also change your on-screen buttons if you want to use them. In this phone it isn't really necessary because you have touch buttons below it. You have some settings for the Fingerprint Scanner where you can change what happens when you long press it or single tap it. I'm not using that actually, I prefer pressing the physical button underneath it. There's also a nice option to show the Bluetooth battery status of connected Bluetooth devices if it's supported by them. Natively, Android doesn't support that. But it's a pretty handy feature which some might miss when they are switching from an iOS device to an Android device, so you can enable that here. You can customize your recent apps list. There are quite a lot of lock screen preferences in here. And there are also some smart wake gestures, for example double tap to wake. And what's pretty interesting as well are the performance options of macOS, where you can change your I/O scheduler or the CPU governor, and can see some statistics regarding your processor, and you can also see the idle stats, which tells you if the phone uses deep sleep or not to detect wake locks. And you can actually eliminate wake locks in the settings as well here in the wake lock blocker, which allows you to, kind of remove the wake lock of some apps that disturb the sleeping performance of the phone. So yeah, as you can see, macOS based on Android 8.0 Oreo runs fairly smooth on the Oukitel K6000. Actually, it feels smoother than the stock ROM for the Oukitel K6000 Plus, which is still based on Android 7.0 Nougat. Considering that we are running on a MT6750T processor here, this is a really smooth experience in my opinion. Let me just open a few apps and scroll through them to show you that. So here we are in Instagram. The feed scrolls very smooth. Just when loading pictures there is a little bit of hiccup, but nothing disturbing. So even if I have a large list of pictures open, it's still very smooth. Zooming is very smooth too. Let's switch to the profile tab. The GAN was very smooth. Let's open some other apps, for example YouTube. And maybe let's play some random video. Well, let's play something from Mr. Who's the Boss. You should check out his channel here. He does pretty decent reviews. Very eye-catchy. Let's check out split screen performance. So here we have the YouTube video. And well, let's open up Facebook next to it while playing this. As you can see, it's still pretty smooth. You can change the size of the windows. So yeah, pretty good performance. Let's switch between apps. Works really nice as well. So they definitely did a very good job optimizing Android Oreo for the Oukitel K6000 Plus. And let me tell you that everything works. The fingerprint scanner works, Wi-Fi works, mobile network reception works. As you can see, the fingerprint scanner has some hiccups. Sometimes needs a bit more tries, but I'm sure they will fix this issue with time. Bluetooth does work, GPS does work, and yep, the camera does work as well. Right now it's not more optimized than the stock camera performance, so picture results look pretty much the same. I've done some images yesterday with synthetic lighting, but they came out quite nice in my opinion. Some LED lamp close up, pretty detailed. So yeah, pretty much everything does work like a charm on the Oukitel K6000 Plus with Android 8.0 Oreo. Right now the custom ROM isn't released. I don't know when it will be released, but it shouldn't take long anymore. Once it is released, you will find it for download on the Facebook page of MAD MediaTek Android Developers. I will link down below in the video description. So that was your first look at Android Oreo for the Oukitel K6000 Plus. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching and see you soon with more videos. Bye bye.